Hi everyone, I thought I would do something just a little bit different today, something I need to start doing more often, and that is going live here from my business page, not just my VIP group, because I want you all to be able to enjoy some of this stuff too. But if you make a purchase from me, you can become part of my VIP group, which actually gets a little bit more. They get my One Card Wonder Wednesday live. Normally, most of my live videos go there, but I wanted to share Paper Pumpkin with you all so you can see how great it is. Let me pull up my video here. We are going to do the July Paper Pumpkin. This one I just got in the mail yesterday. I did open it and have a sneak peek because I wanted to see what was inside and what ink color. I mean, obviously I had a little bit of an idea. For some reason I can't get my video to pull up. Maybe it'll pull up now. Let's see. It's a little different pulling stuff up on here versus on my other page. There it is. Awesome. Make sure my volume's turned down because, again, no one wants to hear me twice. At least I don't think they do. Maybe they do. For some reason, I can't see who's watching. So if you're watching, say hi to me so I know you're here. Okay, so anyway, this Paper Pumpkin is called On My Mind. The name of your Paper Pumpkin will always be on the side of your box. And some months there are special boxes that are just different colors, which, it's kind of fun to get those too. So here's the instructions that come with On My Mind. You always get instructions. So if you're new to Paper Pumpkin, you always will have the information on how to create your cards or whatever the project may be. So this one has 9 cards, 3 different designs, and these coordinate with 3 different suites that are in the catalog. The first card here, this little nautical card, I'm going to move this a little bit closer so you can see it, coordinates with the Come Sail Away suite. The card in the middle that says You've Been On My Mind coordinates with the Woven Threads suite. And on the right hand side, the card that says You're the Best, that coordinates with the Garden Lane suite, I believe is what it's called. So anyway, we've got all our instructions in here and we'll pull those out in just a minute. You always get a Stampin' Spot, so you always get an ink. This one is Pretty Peacock. This is one of our new in colors. This color is absolutely gorgeous. And they've been doing this a little bit more too. They're giving you some alternative ideas, so when you want to use it with your catalog suites that you already have, you can utilize the stamps and some of the other pieces that are in here to make different cards. So you don't have to necessarily make these cards. If you don't want to, you can do something just a little bit different. But you will be starting with some of the pieces that are already in this kit, which is a fantastic idea, I think. I'm going to set that aside and I will show you the stamp set. Isn't this beautiful? You've got the seashell, you've got this ornate medallion. We've got Happy Birthday, Hello Friend, You've Been On My Mind, and flip it this way and you can read it. It says You're the Best. So when you get your package, it's going to be, I'm going to use my paper piercing tool to pull this out. It'll be easier. It'll come wrapped in blue tissue paper. I folded that and put that on the bottom just so it wouldn't be in our way. And then everything will be packed in this, wrapped in plastic. Other than your stamp set and your ink, those will be laying on top. The instructions were in this as well. I've already taken them out. And then of course there's always a piece of chipboard in here. So to keep everything straight and flat, you can save that and use that for chipboard albums if that's something that you like to do. I save them. Sometimes I use them when I'm mailing packages just to keep things flat. So starting out, we have some linen thread and we have 3 like super tiny paper clips. Those are really cute. I need to make sure those stay in the bag because I don't want to lose those until we're ready to use them for whichever card they're used for. We've got some adhesive back sequins. We've got some dimensionals. We always get some dimensionals, which is always great. And we've got some foam circle dimensionals here. I'm not sure what those are for yet because I haven't put the cards together. We've got all of our pieces for all of our cards. This has a couple of little, this is a banner and this is just a rectangular piece and this is a rectangular cutout as well. Let's see, we've got all of our envelopes. So we've got our nautical envelopes. Aren't those pretty? I kind of like those with that map on the inside. So we should have 3 of those. And then we should have 3 These ones go with the Garden Lane Suite, 3 with the green stripe. It actually looks like mint macaron. And then for the woven threads suites, we got these ones with the pretty peacock. You get glue dots. These are the biggest glue dots I've seen them put in these packages. These are fantastic because you can use your paper piercing tool, or you can use take your pick tool, and you can scoop them up, put them on your project wherever you want them, and then peel that little backing off. I know people have used these if they make homemade envelopes. They put a couple of these on the envelopes, and that'll hold your envelope shut when you mail something. So those are always great. Then we have our card bases. Oh, look at this sailboat. Isn't that gorgeous? Now this sailboat looks exactly like the sailboat stamp that is in the Come Sail Away suite, but this is much larger. And then we've got these card bases. And then we've got some of these die cut leaves. Those are really pretty. And then we've got some gold edged banners and labels. And we've got our captain's wheels. And then these have an awesome dry embossed polka dot on them. So aren't those fantastic? So let's fold one of each of the cards, because we're going to go ahead and do one of each. And I'll fold those a little better in just a second. Just getting an initial fold in them. And if you're not familiar, one of the best things that you can use to get that fold nice and crisp is your bone folder. And that will help your card lay flat. It's fantastic. Always start in the middle of your edge and work your way to the outside edge. Oh, I just love these. Maybe they'll come out with some of these for one of the catalogs one of these days. That's fantastic. I really love those. I'm just going to set the pieces aside for now, and we will look at the directions and we'll see which one they have us. They kind of have you do them all your stamping at once. So we'll probably do that. We'll just go ahead and stamp all our labels at once. So we are going to need the You've Been on My Mind, the Happy Birthday, and You're the Best. So I'm going to go ahead and get those on blocks so we don't have to worry about that. They'll be all ready. Hi Lois, how are you? I'm glad you're watching. I thought we would do something different today, and I would go live from my business page. So sometimes for me it's easier if I lay my stamp down and then stick it to my block. Then I kind of know that it's at least somewhat straight. Sometimes you get them a little bit crooked. Sometimes that's okay. Especially with these photopolymer, because you can always adjust, which is one of the best features for these photopolymer stamps. You've Been on My Mind, and then we've got You're the Best. And that's another thing, like this one looks a little bit crooked, like it's been, you can twist them. Like if I wanted to make that curved, you could just twist it. So it was just a little bit curved, so I'm just gonna eyeball it and straighten it out so to get it as straight as I possibly can. All right, and then a lot of times I just look at my picture on the front before, and if there's something I can't figure out, then I open up and read what's on the inside, because sometimes I don't like reading when I'm working. I just kind of like to go with the flow. I know that's bad. I should really read the directions all the way, but I don't. And instead of opening up my Pretty Peacock Stampin' Spot, which I can give away in a class or something, I'm going to go ahead and just use my regular Pretty Peacock that I already have. And I am going to need to stamp one of the labels. This one is going to have Happy Birthday. This one will have You're the Best. And this one is going to have You've Been on My Mind. Now, I like to leave them in this while I stamp them, just so I know they aren't moving around when I'm trying to stamp them. Sometimes I gotta concentrate and I can't talk while I'm stamping, so sorry. And then we'll go ahead and do the You've Been on My Mind. And that one goes on this larger one. And I'm gonna have to stand up to see that without leaning all the way over into the camera, because I don't wanna do that. They have it kind of toward the top, so that's where I wanted to get it on there. And then You're the Best, we will put on one of these banners. And they just kind of put that centered. It's not off to one end or the other. So there we go. Isn't that a gorgeous color? Like when it's stamped, it's just really, really pretty. It's not blue, it's not turquoise, it's just a darker version of, you know, in between dark version of blue and turquoise. Like, I don't know how else to put it. It's pretty peacock. So now that we have that done, we will go ahead and we'll take these out, and then maybe we'll start doing the layering that goes with them. And we'll start with the card on the left. We're going to start with that nautical card. And now I have a paper pumpkin class coming up in September, and it's going to be with the August paper pumpkin kit, and I will show you a flyer for that in a few minutes when we get done with these cards. I had hoped to do a class with this. I didn't get any takers, and that's okay. I'm still always going to do my little video to show you what's in the paper pumpkin. I don't always get a chance to assemble it, but I try to at least take photos or something so everyone can see what is in the kit. Because if you are not subscribing to this kit, you are missing out. Am I right, Lois? Lois gets the kit. And I'm pretty sure she loves it. So we are going to go ahead and we are going to punch out this sailboat. And I believe we need the clouds from this. I think we are using just about everything from this. The only thing we are not using is that mint macaron banner at the top. Look at these clouds. Aren't those fantastic? They're just those cute little puffy clouds. I'm telling you, and I'm not just saying that because this is my business and I sell these products. Paper pumpkin is so much fun. You have everything you need to make your projects. So we are going to grab the card front, which is this fantastic striped card. Isn't that pretty? That is in it looks like Mossy Meadow. And it looks like the first layer is going to be this circle and those little clouds. And of course, with this nail polish, dip nail polish that I have on. And since they're kind of behind this circle, I'm just going to put a tiny bit of adhesive on the back of that circle. Now you can use the glue dots that came. If you already have adhesive like this, you can use whatever adhesive you want. It doesn't matter. I try to save my glue dots for other things in case I want to use them for other things. And it doesn't look like they have this dimensional. So I am going to, like I said, I am just going by what it looks like on the front. So I'm going to have that cloud at the top, and then we've got this cloud sticking out from the side a little bit. I kind of want a little more of it poking out there though. And then we'll go ahead and adhere this down to the card. And they bring it all the way over to the right hand side of the card. So that's where I'm going to bring it. The next step, it looks like they take some, I'm going to read this just to make sure, it looks like they made a bow with the, doesn't really say if it's a bow. Yes, it is. Tie 15 inches of twine into a bow and adhere it using one of the adhesive dots, which would be the glue dots. But it looked like they already stuck the boat on. We've got to punch this out, so we've got that intricate little detail on the boat. So if you're watching, say something, say hi, let me know you're here. I think I'm going to put a glue dot underneath the edge of that cloud because it's not going to stick down, because I did not put any adhesive on that when I stuck it down. So I'm just going to use one of the glue dots off my roll. And there you go. You just stick it right down with those glue dots. Aren't those fantastic? I love my glue dots. They're like one of my favorite things. So then we've got our boat. We're going to get that adhered down. We're going to go ahead and do hem flat as well. I think we will do the sentiment and maybe the wheel. We'll make those a little bit higher. And so now the boat, the sail of the boat kind of goes between those two clouds. I mean, I like this card already. I'm not even done and I like it. Then we've got this that goes right on the back of this happy birthday. So instead of actually putting, sorry, my chair is squeaking against my desk here. instead of putting adhesive on that, I'm just gonna lay this like this. And then I'm gonna take some of my dimensionals, which I always save my other dimensionals for something else. I use the ones that I've already got open. And I'm just gonna stick those together with some dimensionals. And I'm just gonna lay it here for a second. I'm not actually gonna stick it down yet. I just wanna see how it looks. And then it did look like they made the wheel dimensionaled up a little bit too. And I have some mini dimensionals. You can cut the dimensionals into other pieces if you want, but since I already have some mini ones, and see, these aren't even gonna quite fit either, I'm gonna have to cut these too. I'll just cut a couple of mini ones in half, and we'll use those on the back of the wheel to get that dimension on the wheel. And we'll probably just do toward the top, because once we stick that happy birthday on there, I don't wanna be doubling up on my thickness for this card. Whoops, I'm pulling my cord. I bought a new cord for my phone so it would reach better to my stand. And now I'm pulling it with my hand. I might have to go back to the shorter cord. So if you're watching, what do you think? What do you think of this so far? I love that little die cut. And in the Come Sail Away suite, there is a die that you can cut those. So you can cut them in any color. You can cut as many of them as you want to use on a project. So that goes like that. We're gonna make a bow real quick. It has quite a large bow on there. I don't know if you can see it from here, but it's pretty big, and it's behind the happy birthday. So we are just gonna make a big bow and see how it turns out. Sometimes when I use baker's twine or linen thread to make a bigger bow, I end up with not getting a very good bow. It always ends up curling on me. But this one's not too bad because it's going behind, I am going to actually stick it right here. I'm going to stick that to these dimensionals on the back, and then I'm going to put a couple of mini dimensionals right there to hold it, so then the bow will stick out at the top. That's not quite how they did it, but this is how I want to do it to make sure it stands out so you can see it on the card and it doesn't just kind of blend in too much. You just got to make sure you spread that out when you put this down. And then since I've got those little tails hanging there, I'm just gonna cut them off, so it's gonna stick to my scissors, didn't quite cut it. There we go. How's that? Perfect, right? Now the last thing they did with this card is they added a couple of little of these sequins to it. And I will go ahead and do the same. We'll just put a couple. It doesn't have to, you don't have to have a lot of them. You don't have to load your card up with them per se. Unless you really want to, then you can. But there's the first card. Isn't that cute? That's such a cute birthday card. I really like that. All right, I'm gonna set that one aside. We will start on this one, the one that says You've Been on My Mind. So we've got our base, and we need these right here. So it's nice because you got one for each of the 3 cards that you're gonna do, obviously. You just need to punch these out. Paper Pumpkin just gives you everything you need to make the cards. And like I said, like I'm using other dimensionals that I already have opened. I'm using my other ink that I already have opened. But if you don't already have those things, Paper Pumpkin is a great way to get these things because these little ink spots will last a long time, and you can re-ink them with our re-inkers. You don't have to buy the large ink pad if you don't want to. I prefer the large ink pads, but a lot of people prefer these smaller ink spots. So just think about that if you're wanting to make a purchase. It doesn't have to be go big or go home. You know, you can start out doing Paper Pumpkin once a month and decide what you like and what you don't like. And we'll go ahead and get another bow made for this one because I saw there was a bow at the top. You know, it doesn't have to be go big or go home. You can start out small if you want to. Now, of course, if you're like me, it's go big or go home. But I never try to pressure anyone into that's what they have to do, you know. Oh, good. Lois got her paper pumpkin. She loves getting them in the mail. I do too. It feels like it's your birthday or Christmas, like you got a prize. And you know you ordered it for yourself because guess what? You deserve it. You deserve to be able to get something fun every month in the mail. And I think a lot of times people just like don't treat themselves. Treat yourself. Have some fun. Do something that you like. And if you like crafting, this is a perfect way to get into card making and paper crafting. We always need cards. Who doesn't have a birthday party to go to? Who doesn't have holiday cards they want to send out? I mean, most of us, a lot of us, I shouldn't say most of us, a lot of people do that. And I don't want that tradition to go away. I love getting cards in the mail. I love people sending me cards. I love sending cards to people. In fact, I have a card going out in the mail tomorrow because I know someone who has a birthday coming up. And she got a special made card. And I feel great that I made that for her and she's going to get it. And I have had lots of people tell me, and don't get me wrong, every one of my cards is not perfect. It's not... that's just not possible unless you are perfect, and I don't know anyone who is. But they don't throw my cards away. When people get my cards, they keep them. They're like, we want to keep it because it's so special. You made it. And they usually really love them. And so that is my advice to you. Make people some cards. Send some happy to someone. Just send someone happy. Okay, so now they have the paper clip on here. And I can't tell if they're using it to hold the bow on or not, but I am just going to stick the bow on with, and we'll put my paper clip to the side here and stick my bow on with a glue dot. And I will show you a trick I do with the glue dot when the bow is that tiny. And these are the glue dots that are on the roll, but you can do them with the other glue dots. You kind of fold them in half and then turn your bow over and stick it to the back. And then you don't have a bunch of adhesive that is sticking out on your card that's going to get stuck everywhere. So there's card number 2. You've been on my mind. I think that's really pretty. And this could be a birthday card. It could be a get well card. It could be anything you want it to be. You just stamp something on the inside or write your own personal sentiment on the inside, and there you go. All right, third and last, we are going to do this awesome card where I love this paper. I love the feel of it with that polka dot embossing on it. And this one is You're the Best. And it looks like their card is opening this way, but I think I want it to open this way. Let me look at the directions on the inside just to see. Oh no, they have it opening this way. They just have it pictured sideways on the front. Okay, so we need one of these pieces. We are going to need our You're the Best, which we've already stamped. We are going to need that banner that was on the sheet that had the punch outs for the nautical card. And we are going to need one of these Mossy Meadow leaf stems and 2 of these. These look like Old Olive leaf stems. Isn't that great? We don't even have to punch these out. They're already there. Okay, so on the You're the Best, these 2 are connected together. So I'm just going to put a little piece of adhesive with my snail at that end, and I'm going to go ahead and connect them together. So it's just kind of sticking up. And then they tied a bow around it. So let's cut a little piece of twine and we'll tie a bow around it. Now, because I want to make sure my twine stays in place, I'm just going to put another little piece of adhesive right there just to hold that twine so it stays there. I didn't make it very even. I might need to rearrange my twine just a little bit. Let me see. Yeah, the left side is a little longer than the right. There we go. Let's even it out just a little bit. Because let me tell you, tying a bow on camera is not always the easiest thing, and this is my third one of the day, so it may not go as planned, but that's all right. I'm gonna do my best. And when I tie a bow like this, I like to tie a knot first. And I have to hold it down with my thumb to make sure it stays where I want it. There we go. And then I tie my bow, because otherwise I have a hard time getting it tight enough. And that could just be user error, so to speak. Creator error, I don't know. Let's try to get this to go sideways. Usually whatever way you pull your bows are the way they will stay when you make your bow. Oh, look at that. That turned out pretty good. I'm just gonna cut this one little tail off. I'm gonna leave the other one just like it is. Set that down to the side. We're gonna go ahead and add this. And it looks like this is dimensional, so we'll put dimensionals on the back of it. I have not even had a chance yet to play with June's paper pumpkin. June was ocean themed, I guess you would call it, or sea themed. It was really cute, had all these cute little mini cards in it, so I need to get that done. And when I do, maybe I'll post some photos on here of what I've done with it. It's just June kind of got away from me. This goes kind of toward the top, and I'm going to center it, you know, between right and left, not between top and bottom. I love that pattern. This is a pattern that is in the Verdant Garden stamp set that goes in the Garden Lane suite. So now here we've got these little leaves, and I'm going to use glue dots to adhere those down. The one lovely thing about getting glue dots on the roll like this is you can just stick something to it and pull that glue dot right off. And if you wanted to, you could even use these leaves, use the opposite side of them. I'm not going to, because that's not how they made this card. They used the green, so we're going to go ahead and go with the green. And then we're going to do the same with this Mossy Meadow piece. I love this little twig of whatever you want to call it. Looks like little leaf buds or berries or something. And then this goes on top with some dimensionals. Oh my goodness, my chair's squeaking on the side there. It's driving me crazy. It's probably driving you all a little crazy too. All right, here we go. This one is almost done, and they used a couple, they actually put some sequins on that last card. We'll have to add those too, because I missed that. I kind of want that sticking out, so I might need to move that just a little bit, twist it. I'm going to take it off from that glue dot and just twist it down a little bit. You can always change things up a little bit. Sometimes you may have to redo your adhesive, but most of the time you can get it if it's not super, you know, if you haven't pushed it down hard. So here are all three cards. I'm going to grab those sequins wherever they may be. Here they are. We're going to add a couple of sequins to both of these because it looked like this one had some and I missed it. I didn't put them on there. I actually think I'll put another one up here by the bow maybe. And then with this one, you can put them wherever you want. It doesn't have to be where they put them. I love these metallic ones. I love the sparkle they give. So there you have it. That was July's paper pumpkin. You get to make 3 of these cards, and like I said, you have the option to do different things with them. You can use this as a guide that came in, or you can use your own imagination and do whatever you want. I definitely want to make this card. I love that. It looks like they used some watercolor paper in the background. I don't know if I'll do that, but the layout with this ship's wheel and everything, I may actually just use this and do everything else that's on that card and not do it with the watercolor, because you don't necessarily have to do the watercolor. Hi Lisa Marie, how are you? I was hoping people would be able to find my business page, because I have several people on my Stampin' with Valerie VIP that I haven't liked my business page yet, and I want to get kind of even traffic between the two pages. So I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you found me. Hi, Kelly. We just finished the 3 cards. They turned out great. This kit is fantastic. I couldn't be happier. I'm so glad I got it. And oh, so it did take you a little bit to find me? Okay. I wonder why. I mean, it seems like once you would type in Stampin' with Valerie, my Stampin' with Valerie VIP would come up, and also my business page. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to make sure I include my business page Facebook address link when I post it on my Stampin' with Valerie VIP next time. I will do that. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the fall kit. The fall kit that is coming out is called, it's not called Cozy Fall Crafting, it's called Gift of Fall, but it is bags. It's these cute little paper bags with the handles, and you get 6 bags, and you're gonna do 12 tags. And then they are doing something different that they have never done before, and that is they have added on this add-on bundle. That's exactly what it's called, an add-on bundle. And with the add-on bundle, it's an extra $10. You order it separately from your paper pumpkin, but you get 24 cards and envelopes that will coordinate with the stamp set and your bags here. And I thought it would be a fabulous idea to do a class with this. So I have the event posted on my Stampin' with Valerie VIP, and I believe I have it posted on this page. If not, I will post it in a few minutes. For the event, it will be at my house. So if you are not in the local area, I may do a video later if you're going to be purchasing the paper pumpkin and you want to do it from home and follow along, I could do that. I could do a separate video. But definitely if you're in the local area, all it's going to cost you is the cost of your paper pumpkin and $5. So when you come, I'm going to have designed an extra card and an extra tag, and there may be 2 extra cards. It just depends on how much time I have and how ambitious I get for designing the card or cards and the extra tag. And we're going to put together this kit. If you have the add-on bundle and you bring it with you, I will help you assemble that too, but it's not necessary for the class. And if you just want to buy the add-on bundle, you have to be a current Paper Pumpkin subscriber. But the add-on bundle becomes available on August 1st. But if you want to subscribe for this fall kit, I would tell you to do it now, do it sooner rather than later, because if you do it later, they may not be available. And if you do it now, you'll already be a subscriber. So then on August 1st, if you want to get this add-on bundle, you log on August 1st and you get this add-on bundle. Now, the last thing I want to tell you is bonus days. Bonus days are this month. So if you go to my www.valeriesmith.stampinup.net, click Shop Now, and scroll for Paper Pumpkin, you don't have to do like a 12-month subscription. You could do just a 1 month if you want to. You prepay for that 1 month. But if you spend $50 total, if you buy some other things, or if you buy a 3-month Paper Pumpkin subscription, that would be over $50. You're going to get a $5 coupon to use in August. So if you did that this month and then on August 1st, you could redeem your $5 coupon on your add-on bundle. So how fantastic is that? So just keep that in mind. I really would love it if you could come to my class, just because I love to get together and I want to try to make this a monthly thing where people can get their paper pumpkins. They don't have to be afraid to learn how to put them together because they can come to my house and do it with me. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you subscribe for August Paper Pumpkin. If you already have July's Paper Pumpkin, oh, it's fantastic. And I know you know that because you already have seen it. So I will go ahead and make sure this video is posted so you can rewatch it, replay it, and I'm going to post it to my VIP page as well so everyone there can rewatch it and replay it, because I think people had a hard time finding my business page. But thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye. Have a great Friday.